Welcome back to the touchline here on Y254 on this big day here in Nairobi, where it is a Nairobi fight night and Fatuma Zarika will be fighting. But also our team Harambee Stars at 9 p.m. Kenyan time will be playing the Black Stars of Ghana. How will that match be going on? That's how we start our FANZONE here today, and joining us is Radio Africa sports producer George Omondi, and also we have got Xavier Mulaku here with us, a man with Liverpool origins, and also we've got Fred Openda, an ardent Arsenal fan. But today it is all about the international weekend, and that's where we put our focus in. But before we go on to some of the international matches that will be headlining today's event, we gotta start with our very own George, and that is Harambee Stars versus Ghana in Kumasi. What are our chances today?
Well, that's a very big match, despite the fact that it's a dead rubber. We both know Stars and Ghana are already through.
Yes.
And they'll be playing for pride and maybe the top spot. So, being that we beat Ghana in Nairobi, they'll be going for a revenge.
Yes.
And looking at the squad that Samoa has come up with, it means that they're ready for battle and they really want to beat us. So, chances are of we can easily get a draw.
Yes.
But looking at the squad that was named, it only has 3 local-based stars in Ghana. And the Ayew brothers are around.
Yes.
Add to Samoa, Kwadwa Samoa, the
Yes.
Inter Milan, the experienced Inter Milan defender.
Yes.
Which means they're ready for battle and they want to beat us. So,
I saw both brothers are there. The Wakaso brothers are in. The Ayew brothers are in, and a big contingent of international Ghana players in the
only
squad.
21 players are all foreign based.
Yes.
Only 3 play locally. And that's a big statement, because it means they are ready for battle and they want to beat us to prove that they are better than us.
Yeah.
Because if you were at Kasarani in the first leg,
Yes.
Thomas Partey, the Atletico Madrid midfielder,
Yes.
told us that you are very lucky. When you come to Ghana, we teach you football lessons.
Yeah.
We have to be very worried, because this is a team that beat us 13-2 in 1965.
Yes.
Right, during our Jamhuri Day celebrations.
Yes.
In front of our president, which is so bad, but let's hope for a draw. But the Ghanaians will be going for a win, definitely.
Yeah.
The Black Stars are wounded.
Yeah.
They want to show us that they are better than us by far. Yeah.
What do you make of our game tonight?
My concern is to see how Mine will be bringing on the new players. We have the top scorer for KPL at the moment, Nyamwela from Madare. We also have another debutant from Kariobangi Sharks. So I expect to see some of these players featuring on, and also that at least when the coach will be making the final submission, we're able to go with a strong team to the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah. Victor Mugubi Wanyama is coming from injury, but it will be a very big battle between Partey, as George has put it, Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid, and Victor Wanyama. How do you think that midfield will be today?
It's going to be a tricky affair for us. When you look at the team that Ghana is bringing forward, it's a very, very strong squad. You see the likes of Boateng there, the likes of Ayews, the Wakasos, the Schlabs of England. Having beat them during the first leg of these qualifications, then they'll be going for a revenge. Victor Mugubi Wanyama has not been having that playing time that he had last season.
Yes.
So it's really maybe going to affect him going against a party who is playing at Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be, let's say, a tricky affair for
If you were to predict Kenya, Ghana tonight?
Maybe you're going to lose 3-0 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll go for Ghana winning 2-0.
George?
I would wish we get a draw, but I think we're going down 3-1. We'll get at least a goal.
Yeah, I will.
So we are going
But we are missing one of our best strikers, that is Jesse Were, and the strikers are up front. Do they give you the confidence that they can score?
With Minya deciding to take Masood Juma at the expense of Jesse Were.
Yes.
We all know what Jesse Were has done for Zesco.
Yes.
Both in the Zambian league and the CAF
Continental
football.
games. Yeah.
Masood has just signed with a Liberian club, with a
Libya club. Yeah.
And he has not even played any match so far. So with fitness, he's quite down. Then Piston Mutamba is the other option, the under-23 guy. So we're chopping off Were from the squad was a big blow. We even saw how fans were crying out for Were to be given a chance. But as usual, we always say let the coach do his job.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when he loses or wins, he's the one who will account for that result.
Yes.
So I would say we're going with that striking force that is quite blunt, and we are not sure of what to expect. Missing Olunga is a big blow, because he's the guy who put the Ghanaian defender under pressure to make sure we got the own goal in Nairobi. So let's see what happens. Maybe the coach has his reasons for chopping off Were, because when being asked later, he said that he wanted Were to show him more. What else do you want? You scored in continental football, you scored in the Zambian league. What else do you want? So let's see how the ball game goes. And on the other hand, I would have preferred even maybe do Kabuya to make the squad, because he was chopped. We still have Alan Wanga. He's an experienced guy, but Wanga always comes from the bench. With maybe his age, he can't play in top flight football for 90 minutes.
He can't keep up.
Yeah, but in this case, just like I've said, let's wait and see. Time will tell.
Well, it is a big match, 9 p.m. today in Kumasi, where the Black Stars of Ghana will be going head-to-head against Harambee Stars. All teams have qualified for the Continental Showcase come June in Egypt. Let's go and see who will be making there with the bragging rights of the group. That's not the only match that will be happening here in Africa. Tomorrow, it is a big derby. It is a big East African derby in Tanzania, as Tanzania will be playing the Uganda Cranes of Uganda. Big match there. What do you think between the two, Uganda versus Tanzania? It has been long since we saw a derby like that come on board here.
That's true, but it's gonna be a mesmerizing game against the two sides. But when Tanzania seems to be playing at home, they have the bragging rights. And I think maybe it will be going to the Magufuli boys this time round.
Uganda has already qualified. Do you think Tanzania can say, "Maze, tuachie hii game jo hata
In football, there's no tuachie, but I believe because the experience of Ugandans, it could be a draw because of the experience from the Ugandans. Yeah, they have good midfielders. The one who was playing for Gor Mahia and went abroad also is in the team. So I believe it will be a draw because of the derby. And Tanzanians are good at home, but the game may go for a draw.
Big match, George. What do you make of it?
Well, one statistic is that the Ugandans are through. They have 13 points, and they have not conceded any goal. We all know they would have wished to finish the qualifiers without conceding. But we have our brothers here who only need a win. Right? To ensure that the whole East Africa community, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania goes through. We can add Burundi because they also have a very big chance to ensure that we have 4 teams from East and Central Africa. So, just like my friend has said, there is no let me go through blah blah blah. We know there's a lot about match fixing in this continent and abroad, the whole world. But in this case, if at all they were to fix it, then the Ugandans would have come up with maybe Team B. But they have a full-fledged squad. We have Khalid
waiting for
we have the Walisongas. We have Onyango between the sticks.
Actually, when you look at this game, it gives you some hope of the next Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup to be one of the best. Because right now we have got our teams making it to the Africa Cup of Nations, fighting to the Africa Cup of Nations. 2 are confirmed right now. That's Uganda and Kenya.
Tanzania and Burundi are almost through. So talking about this big match tomorrow, Tanzanians blew their chances by being beaten by Lesotho away. So in this case, they don't have any other option. It's only about collecting 3 points. Because if they draw and Lesotho wins, Lesotho are through. So it's all about winning. The Tanzanians only need one statement: winning. Going by what Simba has done recently, beating the likes of AC Vital, beating Al Ahly, and beating the other Arabic side, the 3 teams they were in the same group. It means the fans have the urge of pushing the team, and the national players who are playing for Simba know what it means to play in such a stage. So they have to push themselves. I can foresee Tanzania winning, whichever way. Be it a fixed match, be it a fighting, they have to win. They don't have an option. Because the cash that Magufuli gave them when they were going to Lesotho, he told them to give me back my money. You didn't win. Give me back my cash. So if they win, they're gonna get more bonus. So they only have one statement,
and the country is behind them.
Even if it's a 1-0, they have to win.
Go ahead and win.
Sure.
And our boys from Rwanda are also going to play today against Cote d'Ivoire, Jakis Tuisenge. We've got Mehdi Kagere in that side. What do you make of the chances of Rwanda against Cote d'Ivoire?
Rwanda are going to have a very, very tough afternoon. Going to the Western African side with the form they are in. I think it will be a very, very tricky affair for them again. Tuisanga might be there, in great form, playing good football, but yes. I think they're going to get a loss over there.
Well, big matches will be happening in the African continent. We'll be following up matches between Burundi and Gabon that will be playing. Cameroon versus Comoros will also be playing. Do you think Cameroon can go ahead and qualify because they only need a draw for them to qualify against Comoros?
Yeah, I believe they will qualify because of the young squad they got. It's been a squad that played in the last edition tournament, and it's the same squad that is it's playing at the moment. So I believe because of the group of the squad they have, they are able to qualify.
Well, other matches will be between Zambia and Namibia. Guinea-Bissau will be playing Mozambique. Then we'll be having Senegal versus Madagascar, and then Mali versus South Sudan. A big celebration in Senegal when Sadio Mane was landing in Senegal. It seems that he's their light for this Africa Cup of Nations.
Sure. Sadio Mane is a cult hero right now.
Yeah.
We all know his good form at Liverpool.
Yes.
And back home. Despite the fact that they didn't do well in the World Cup.
Yes.
They were so close yet so far. They only needed a draw to go to the last 16.
Yes.
But if you want to go back to rewind time, we have so much bitterness because we all remember what the Everton defender did to ensure the moment you conceded that single goal.
Yes.
So Sadio Mane is a cult hero, and playing at home ensures that he has to bring his form from England back home.
Yes.
They're already through, but for record purposes, they're still going for a win. He has to make his fans happy because being a cult hero, you have to show what you do in the UK, come do it back home in front of the fans. Just like when Kina Olunga come back home, we'll go through to Kasarani, we met Kina Mugubis. We're always happy to see them do what they do away. So it's gonna be good. He's like the president there back home, the locally. I mean, he's the cult hero. So he has to perform as usual, as he does in the UK.
Well, big matches that will be happening in the African continent. But in Europe also there are matches that were going ahead, and one of the matches that we were following up was the match between England and Czech Republic. England must be giving you hope. It's a young team that is really playing good football.
They are doing very, very well. The coach has really organized that team, and the EPL has really helped them have that winning mentality that they didn't have before. When you looked at the game yesterday, the likes of Sterling, the likes of Hurricanes, we have the youngs of the Sanchos from Dortmund. We got the Rice from West Ham. They're really playing a good game right now. Even the past World Cup, they were just close to doing something special, although they still did it.
Yeah.
It's only that they did not get there. So they're playing some good type of football right now, and I think maybe in the next 2-3 years, then they might be lifting a good major
trophy.
Yeah.
Does England give you hope? Like Euro 2020, the way you saw them play yesterday.
Yes, and I must recommend their structure of football. When you see Gareth Southgate, people like Sterling, Rashford, Hurricane, these are players who are playing for Gareth Southgate under 21, and they've gelled into the England team, the national team, and they're playing well. That's why I believe they have the right manager, and also the structure of football in England, it's recommendable. And when you see the age, the players who are playing are 18, 19, 20. Sancho is 18, Udo is 18. These are young players. These are players who can play for the team for the next 10 years. So they have a team for the future. So I believe they are a very good team going ahead.
Well, George, what do you think has been the impact on Pep Guardiola on some of the England players? People like Raheem Sterling, Kyle Walker, they seem to have picked up from club football to take that to the international scene.
Well, Pep is a born winner, We all know that, from Barcelona
Yeah.
to Bayern Munich. So he brought the same winning mentality to Manchester City, and the good thing is that his players who are in the England national team have taken their form from the league to the national team, and probably he's brought the winning mentality to the kids, because Raheem is doing good, scoring a hat-trick yesterday against Czech Republic. As much as Czech is a team that is rebuilding, they've been rebuilding for so long, since the days of Rosicky, Peter Cech, and they are not yet. They have not yet come up with another solid side. Yeah. The opposite. This is exactly the opposite of England, because they have tried to gel experienced players plus youth, just like my friend has said. The likes of Odoi, the likes of Sancho, they're coming up good, and they're doing good for Southgate. And it's a good thing that England are picking at the right time. They've started with their good qualifiers, and we can expect them to go all the way to and lift Euro 2020.
Well, big matches that were happening there yesterday. I also understand Netherlands also won their match. It was against Germany. Against Belarus 2-0 there. Memphis Depay coming there to score good matches. Netherlands, do they give you hope that they are back to their best, or they're just trying their best?
Not really. I don't think they're back to their best, but they're at least trying to bring back the football that we saw back from the 2010s coming forward. It's a game they won, yes, but they still have a very long way to go so that they can come back to their best. Yeah.
Your team, Portugal, they had a draw against Ukraine. But is it me, or is it that Portugal does not usually look tough on the qualifiers or in the friendlies, even when they get to a tournament, but when it matters, they show up?
Yeah, it has happened before, like when they lifted Europe. No one expected that. But one thing that is happening with Portugal is that they're also rebuilding. It's a team that is trying to come up with new faces, which is coming up slowly. Because looking at their defense, if Pepe is still the last man, Pepe is 35.
Yeah.
We all know he's good, but there comes a time when his legs can't carry him anymore. Because in football, there comes a time when your knees reach the sell-by date, and you have to give in. So they need new centre backs, because Andre Beto and Pepe are both. Beto is 34, Pepe is 35. Ronaldo came in just after. This is the first time he's playing after the World Cup, because he's not been playing in the European Championship. So, just like you've said, they are a team that pops up, that shows up when the tournament starts. But I can tell you for free, this time round it won't be easy, because we have France. Look at the likes of Griezmann. Look at the likes of Mbappe. These are a team that has gotten their groove, and they're doing good. So Portugal have to come up with a special thing to ensure that they go all the way again to defend the title.
Before we finish, this is a bit of a shocker or not a shocker? I'm going to put it to you. Venezuela beating Argentina 3-1. How do you understand that? How do you say it?
For me, I say Argentina is the management. They have poor management. Since the World Cup, before the start of World Cup, there's either a wrangle between management with Lionel Messi and the other teammates. There's something wrong with the team. And we expected Messi to turn up for the game, only to be told he got injured. And he was training, but he didn't play the game. So we don't know what's wrong. Either Messi doesn't want to turn up for the national team, or the management is forcing Messi to turn up for the national team. So I think it's the wrangle between the management, Lionel Messi, and the teammates.
This conversation of Lionel Messi, Argentina, and everything. But Argentina is not only Lionel Messi. Can they just move Lionel Messi aside and make the other players play for Argentina and win?
I think what's happening with Argentina with Messi is all about what the name he has made for himself. You know, we got very good strikers in the national team. The Higuains, they can play there. But now, as he is putting it, I think the wrangles, the management wrangles, and all that are really bringing that team down. Getting beaten by Venezuela at home, then it's really a ringing bell. It's an alarm. And if they are not going to move on from the Messis, then maybe 2-3 years down the line, then they might be finding themselves in a very bad situation.
Well, George, that conversation of the GOAT now has to be over.
Well, we all know these are conversations that will never end.
Yes.
Because we have Ronaldo, who is coming back since the World Cup.
Yes.
They're getting a draw. We have Messi, who's coming back after the World Cup. They're getting beaten by Venezuela. So these are two guys who we have to be happy to have watched them, because they'll be talked for generation and generation to come. But whoever wins the 6th Ballon d'Or will leave a question mark, because he'll be the GOAT. Sure.
Who is likely to win?
Definitely we'll be going to watch Zarika. Sure.
I'll be watching the game about Kenya. Ghana. Yeah, it's mine.
Watching some rugby over here, machine, and then bid for Kenya.
Well, fight night today for Fatuma Zarika and Harambee Stars is what we'll be doing from this afternoon all the way to tonight. From everyone who has managed to make this broadcast a success, we want to say thank you. Thank you, George, for coming. Xavier and Fred, we are here for you. Have been enjoying a lot of boxing and a lot of rugby, and which will be going on for the better part of the day. On behalf of Maxwell Wasika and the Touchline crew, good afternoon.